What is going on, y'all? Gamers Goon back at you today with yet another Survivor 48 recap review, whatever you would like to call it. Another pretty good episode, and at the end of this video, we'll actually be ranking the remaining contestants. We're not going to go over them beforehand because that would kind of spoil who gets eliminated later on in the show, but we will go over my notes here. And pardon me, I'll be looking two different ways. First off, I have the Yukon Marquette game up on my iPad because it's March Madness season. It's not March Madness officially yet, but getting close to that, so I'm watching some games here and there. But I have half of it on paper and half of my notes on my phone because my phone died halfway through. So I had to put it on the charger and finish it up with paper. But back at Vula is where we started off. Picking up from where we left off last week. Say tells Mary, hey, no hard feelings. I get it. You had to vote for somebody who was against me. Mary then, as a confession, was like, yeah, I don't believe her for one bit. I don't believe Say. You can say, hey, I forgive you, blah, blah, blah. You don't actually forget somebody who votes you. It's always going to be in the back of your head. Mary knows that. Then the rest of the squad starts talking about having tribe strength. They're talking about what keeps the tribe strong. Say then at the very end of this whole conversation is like, yeah, we can really fight for who will help keep the tribe strong, but you still put my name out there. So Say already a little bit salty, and then goes and tells Mary, hey, I don't hold grudges against anybody. Then she has a tribal that says she doesn't hold. She does though. She does. She doesn't want Mary to know that she's holding a grudge. She has an idol. She has the core 4, and those things keep her sane. But she wants Mary gone. So that's where we leave Vula. A lot of heat towards Mary from Say here out of the Vula tribe. Then we go to Siva. We start in Siva, this was just useless television. We go to Siva and we have Charity talking about her feet, and they're all talking about their humble traits. So you got Christy talking about her belly button, and you got David talking about his 4 nipples, and you got Kyle talking about the callus on his hand. We don't hear anything from Camilla, by the way. Nothing from Camilla. So that might be good for Camilla, might be bad. I'm not really sure. But we hear nothing from Camilla in that humble trait talk. Don't really get the purpose of that. Then we go to Loggy, and they are talking in the water about, hey, we're killing it right now. And then they start talking about who can sit for the next challenge. Eva then suggests, hey, the 3 of us, me, Joe, Shaheen, we're strong. Then you got Thomas and you got Bianca, who are smart, so we'll need them for the puzzle. So how about we just sit out Star? And Star's like, no. She doesn't say that, but she's just like, don't throw my name out there. She wants Eva gone from that moment on. She's like, no, you're not gonna volunteer me to sit out. I can tell you what I can do and what I can't do. You can't tell me what to do. So she goes on and looks for an idol. She finds a beware advantage. And it all hits the fan. Star starts off by telling Joe. And then Joe convinces Star, hey, we need another one. I can't really figure this out, so we're going to bring in Shaheen. So now they know. And then Star knows Shaheen knows. Star then goes up to Thomas and Bianca and is like, hey, I have a beware advantage. So she invited 5 of the 6 people in on this advantage. Little does she know, I don't think any of those 5 are really working with her, and that's coming from somebody that had her ranked at number 1 Star. Not really. You don't want to let 5 people in on your secret. Maybe 1, maybe 2, and that's it. The more people you add, the more things that can go wrong. You don't want to add 5 people to your group, Star. Very, very bad gameplay. Anyways, Shaheen, Thomas, all of them, they're trying to help her. Thomas floats the idea to Shaheen, what if you just lose the idol? Like, lose it and you can't help her? Shaheen's like, no, I'm not going to do that. That'd ruin her trust. And what if we need to play with her down the road, or this, that, or the other? But Shaheen does make it known in a confessional, hey, Thomas is playing the game hard, and I don't really like it. So Thomas, on a little bit of a radar here from Shaheen early on. I kept him ranked where I had him ranked at the end of last week, which I didn't tell you guys where I ranked him, but I have officially ranked them all. Thomas didn't move for me, even with a little bit of negative content there about, hey, Thomas is a little dangerous. So Thomas, watch out for him as the season goes on. Then we go back to Loggy after commercial break. Star, well, I already told you all this. The beware advantage. Basically, Star's like, hey, I got this advantage. Help me find it. They find it. And lo and behold, Star tells everybody, hey, we're targeting Eva. Star's like leading a vote that nobody's following in because everybody's already in a group because Star took forever to socialize because she was busy running around the island trying to find idols and literally said, I'd rather not sit around and just socialize. Star, it's real bad. Star, I don't know what we're doing. Then we go to Vula. They're swatting flies around. Kevin's like, hey, why don't we go swimming? We can get away from these flies. This leads us to Kevin, Cedric, Justin all coming together, happy about how the vote went. But now we're wondering, do we send Say home or do we send Mary home? Everybody's like, Say's playing a dangerous game already, but Mary's the easy vote. Kevin is the one that really throws it and really pushes it. He wants Say because she's playing too hard, even though they have the numbers to easily go Mary. Then we go back to Loggy, where we see them just having fun around the camp. They carve in Wi-Fi passwords, usernames, whatever, a plug-in. They carve it into a tree. They're like, oh, we have Wi-Fi here. We have this, that, the other. Then here comes the twist. A boat comes up. It's going to take somebody from each tribe. They have to do a game where they have to hold out their hand. However many fingers you leave up, you got the group that's around you, but however many fingers you hold up, whoever has the lowest number. So if somebody holds up 1 and another person holds up 1, since it's the same number as somebody else, it doesn't count. But if somebody's holding up 2 and there's only one person holding up 2, that person holding up 2 goes on the trip. So Thomas, he ends up going for the Loggy tribe. It is Loggy that he is on, right? Yeah. He ends up going for Loggy. Mitch ends up going for Siva. And Vula had an interesting one happen. So Vula had a practice round, which nobody else had. But Say won the practice round. Then they redid it, and then Mary goes. And Say's mad. She is mad. Why would we do this? Why wouldn't you just back me? Why wouldn't we just take it when we have it? Because we don't want Mary on the trip. We can't let Mary get something. So that's the first red flag about her day. Wow. Joey Bosa cut. Talk about saving money in the NFL. And that's where we transition to the paper. So this challenge that they have to do when they go, and this is to win a block of vote. It's this puzzle with lines of numbers. You got to match it. It goes up to 15. You got to push out one block. So you'll have the top row has to be 1 through 5, then 10 or 5 through or 6 through 10, then 11 through 15. But they're all scrambled, and you can only push one out at a time. You got to replace it. It's like one of those games you see on the phone apps that they have. Basically, though, we get to it. Not bad. We get to Mary. She is the only one not to win at this challenge. So Thomas and Mitch both have the advantage. But Mary then goes on and tells the truth to her teammates, and Say's already questioning Mary, like, you seem really like happy and relieved and not really too upset. Thomas lies straight out of his mouth saying, I need my vote. I couldn't risk it. And then you got Mitch, tells the complete truth. Charity cries and goes up to Mitch and is like, hey, I'm happy for you. I always wanted to win an award or a reward or whatever, an advantage on Survivor. You're living the life I want to live. And then we basically see them two kick it off, and they're in a duo. Going into last week, I have a spreadsheet here for it. Last week I had Alliance no, but now they're in an alliance, both with each other. So good job for them. That's where they are at the moment. Then we hear from David saying he's a little bit worried about Mitch because he plays hard. He's in cahoots with Charity. Nobody really likes Charity, and they're all afraid of Charity because they think she's going hard. So he wants the rest of his four to go find an idol. So this is Kyle, this is Camilla, this is Chrissy, this is David. They're all going to look for an idol. Kyle finds the idol, tells his group. Camilla then helps him, sees, hey, Kyle trusted me. Camilla, really good at this puzzle, gets the word enlist from it. Kyle, very grateful. Kyle and Camilla, number 1 and 2 there. Then we get to the challenge. We started off, they talked to Mitch first, and Jeff wants clarity from Mitch. Hey, when you're stuttering and you're struggling, do you want us to help you out? Do you want us to finish the sentences? He says, no, just let me work through it. So we had that moment there for Mitch. But basically this challenge, we get into, you jump off a tower into the ocean. You then crawl under these ropes under the water, releasing the buoys. Then you grab 2 poles, put the buoys in the middle, or put a buoy in the middle, walk across a balance beam, and get to the other side. Then you toss the buoys into a basket like we've seen many times before. This challenge went it was what you'd expect, to be honest. Thomas got hit by a pole, or hit himself with the pole, in his own face. But realistically, once again, Vula, complete and utter pathetic performance here. Terrible. They once again did not get any shots off. Siva actually won this challenge for fishing gear. Mitch hit every single shot. Once they got there, Mitch was knocking them down left and right. Eva started it off. She had a 3-0 lead pretty early. She was hitting them, stopped hitting them. Then they put Joe in there. Joe finished it off, got 2. Bula, once again, nothing done. Bula, I ask you, why would you vote off tribe strength? That makes 0 sense with this group. It makes no sense. Because Vula, if we're looking at it, you're 0 for 2 so far. You're 0 for 2. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. Cedric had a terrible performance. Cedric and Kevin were the 2 there for Vula that couldn't get the buoy over. Cedric just kept failing, fell off the balance beam. How many times? At one point, Say was yelling at Cedric, stop leaning back, do this, do that. Kevin, you see, he's just like, oh my goodness, like, what's going on? Cedric is not that much of a challenge threat. Now, if I'm an alliance member of Cedric's, I'm definitely keeping him around because I can beat him in a challenge. I'm not too concerned about Cedric in a challenge, to be honest with you. And that's kind of weird because let me because I'm keeping an update here, and I'm going to have to update it even further after just the rankings. Challenge threat for Cedric, I wrote yes. I think it's going to be dependent on the challenge with Cedric, but this was not Cedric's best performance. Cedric, he worries me. He worries me a little bit. So then we get to the scramble, that which is the tribal scramble. First thing we get to hear is says, hey, it should be easy. We're going for Mary. Cedric at camp, he's crying, says, hey, I take responsibility. I get it if you guys want to let me go. Then we get a confession about Cedric. I realize I'm not perfect. I have a lot of things that I can improve on to get better. Once again, this deep emotional moment here for Cedric. I think Cedric goes far. I just don't know if he can ever really be a challenge threat and win. Kevin says, hey, I want to go Say. He says Say is the most dangerous player in the game. So we get Justin, Cedric, Kevin all agreeing on this idea for Say. Kevin then goes and tells Mary, hey, just play it cool. I'm going to work magic to get you to stay. Then we get Cedric feeling, hey, I kind of feel like I got to stay loyal to Say. I don't really trust Mary, so I want to get Mary out, keep Say. Cedric then tells Say, hey, I'm going to vote with them. I'm going to vote Mary. You have to vote Say. Or you have to vote... Yeah, you have to play your idol, and you got to vote Mary. I'm voting for you. It's basically what he told him. Say is then told it is Kevin. When did I say that? Basically, they want Kevin out now. Because Kevin came up with this idea to get Say out. It flips onto Kevin. So Say's like, I really want to get Kevin out. I want to plant seeds. Throws it around to Justin. Then to Cedric. So we get Justin and Cedric. Those two meet up afterwards. They're like, hey, so we have the whole cards. We've seen this a few times now already with them. They're a big duo. Justin and Cedric are working together. Those two are a tight duo. Say says, Tribal will be full of fear, and I will be here tomorrow. So Say already expecting fireworks yet again, second week in a row on Tribal Council. Then we get to Tribal. Jeff asks Say, what do you want to talk about? And Say's like, I don't want to be here. Mary's clearly on the bottom. Just say it how it is. Once again, Say and another explosive Tribal Council, like, back and forth. Mary's like, she's like, do you think you're a smooth player, Mary? Mary's like, I might be, I might not be. And she's just like, why can't we just be honest? And then Mary's like, you can't play this game with honesty. You're lying if you're saying you're playing an honest game. I'm just going to be upfront and say I'm not going to play a completely honest game. So, Say already in the fireworks. She has been up and down all around, and it's only been 2 weeks. So, Say playing a dangerous game. Say plays the idol, and you'd think, hey, maybe Mary's going home. No, Kevin gets voted off. So, Kevin gone. Sorry to that boy Kevin. We were rooting for Kevin. Let's see how off I was. Kevin, my preseason ranking, number 6 last week. Ranking number 8. He ended up at 17. GG's to the boy Kevin. So you might be thinking, well, where does that leave everybody else? You have 16 players left. Where do you rank everybody? Well, here we go. With 16th, I have Mary. Mary, I just don't see any... If they go to another vote, it's either Say or Mary. It really depends on Justin and Cedric. I think that two will be tight. Mary and Say will not work together. I think they would keep Say around just as a meat shield, Justin and Cedric, because everybody knows Say's playing hard, and it's going to be easy to sell that to the group once you get to the merge. So Mary in some serious danger I have at 16th. 15th, we have Star. My overall number 1 from the beginning. Not seeing it with Star. It's just not looking good. It's just not looking good for the one thing she does have going for her is she might have an immunity that she can maybe buy an extra week or two. Just don't really see much of a group here for Star. she's trying to get in with everybody, like try to involve with 5 out of the 6 players, right? I don't think it's really working. 14th, we have Charity. Poor Charity. All she has is Mitch. I don't see any of the other 4 of Siva really deviating from their 4. Chrissy, David, Camilla, and Kyle. I don't maybe Kyle. But Charity right now only aligned with Mitch. Mitch is the more likely of the 2 to stay around, simply because I know he has an advantage, but simply because Mitch also is a big challenge threat, as we saw today. Then we get to number 13. Number 13 is Bianca. We just haven't seen much out of Bianca. Only thing we really know about her is she is aligned with Thomas. 12 is going to be Mitch once again. Just tough draw for Mitch. Just not. He's in a line or in a tribe with a strong 4 already. If he can make it to the merge, he'll skyrocket, because I think he might be able to make some more bonds once he's there. Maybe go on an immunity run. But Mitch fighting an uphill battle as well. 11th place, we have Eva. Last week I had Eva in 9. She originally was 9. Eva, the thing that concerns me is her name's already being tossed around. I know it's from Star, and Star is probably going to be on her way out pretty soon, but Eva worries me. Joe can only protect her for how long? It's going to be tough there for Eva. It's going to be tough for Eva. 10, number 10, my ranking is Chrissy. Realistically, I think Chrissy would be at the bottom of the 4 there at Siva. The only problem is I don't see them losing very much, because you look at the tribe. It has a lot. It has everything you'd ask for in a tribe. It has some strength for some challenges. It's got the smarts with Camilla. It's got everything. So that's the only reason Chrissy there is at 10, is I just don't see how she'd be pre-merge. Number 9 is where we go with Say. Say would be a lot if this was based off of who could win based off the game they're playing currently, like who right now, if Tribal happened today, would win, Say would have number 1 next to her name. She's just playing way too hard. It's going to be way too much of a threat. There's no way she makes it to 1. I had her at 6 last week. I had her originally at 8. Now I got her at 9. I'm going to keep her at 9 right now. We go to number 8 this week. We have Cedric. We talked about Cedric. I think Cedric's in a good duo there with Justin. Just don't think he'll do very well in the challenges after the merge, so he'll have to fight his way out of that. Then at 7, we have David. David is one that worries me. Kind of coming off a little too hot to start the game. He's got a big alliance. He's a challenge threat. He's somebody that wants to do all these things. He's going to be somebody that's a lot of people are going to talk about post-merge. I don't see him making it that far. Then we go to number 6. Number 6 is Justin. Justin turned it around. He went from being, by original, 18th person, the boot. Last week, he was 12th. We weren't very high on him last week. The more I'm watching Justin, the more I'm starting to like him. I got him at 6 this week. I think Justin, he's not playing a flashy game. He's not taking lead, and that's why somebody like Cedric, who he's aligned with, might get a little bit more of the brunt of the target when they set their sights on him. But Justin's somebody that's playing a little under the radar. So Justin's somebody to watch out for. Then we get number 5, Camilla. I think Camilla is going to be that person that when you're looking at it, you're going to be like, she's played such a great game. And it seems like Camilla is going to be one of those players that just plays a really good game. I just think it's going to be the situation where You gotta win. You gotta win. And I don't know if she'll win when it comes to challenges. If it's a puzzle, I trust her. But if it is a more physical challenge or something, I don't know. So I am a little worried with Camilla as the game gets further on. I think that might be a situation where we all think, hey, Camilla's a front runner. It's just might not be in the cards based off the challenges. Then we go to number 4. Number 4 is Kyle. I'm a big fan of Kyle. A lot of positive content from Kyle. I think he's somebody that, once again, fits the mold of he can go in and interact with anybody. He doesn't necessarily have to stay within this group of 4 that he's currently in. I think Kyle is somebody that will be, as it goes on further, I think he is somebody that will be fit all the 3 main criteria I have: challenge threat, strategic threat, social threat. I think he can do it all. Big fan of Kyle. Number 3, down from last week where I had him at number 2, I got Joe. And Joe I only have down because I think I'll just spoil it a little. I flipped him and Shaheen. Shaheen was 3 last week, and Joe was 2. And I flipped him because I really like Shaheen and what he did this week when he was like, hey, I could blow up Star's game, but I'm not going to do that. So that obviously leaves Thomas at number 1. I kept him at number 1. A little bit of negative content there for Thomas, and maybe Shaheen starts to set his sights on him, but I'm gonna sit on it for a minute and not overreact on Thomas. We might change him next week if he has yet another down week, but Thomas is somebody that, once again, to watch out for. I think he fits all 3 of the criteria as we mentioned. He is a challenge, strategic, and social threat. I think he could be really, really dangerous. So a lot of the people that I have up at the top are fitting all those criterias. And that's kind of where we set ourselves for now. I did not update this yet, actually. Idol. Say still has the idol, or actually Say no longer has the idol, so I do need to update that. Star has the idol. I don't think it's been redeemed, so no vote. And then we got Mitch with an advantage. I actually don't have advantages put in here, but right now oh, wait. Kyle also has the idol. Okay. Alright, so there we have it. There's my updated one. You guys won't be seeing that, but I just wanted to update it while I was in the Google spreadsheet. Anyways, thank you for watching. I will see you all next time.